Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Caption back with a brand new video, man. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5 must-try class setups for Warzone in Season 3. I'm going to be going over why I use the attachments I use, why I use the perks I use, the lethal, the tactical, why I use the gun, everything like that. So yeah, let's hop right into these class setups and show you guys what I think is the best classes in Warzone Season 3. So on to the first class you should try. This is my solo class setup. Now, just because this is my solo class setup doesn't mean I just use the M13 in solos. I usually swap this weapon around, but I do want to show you guys the best class setup for the M13. Not the best class setup, but one of the best class setups for the M13. Now, hopping into this, we have monolithic suppressor, Tempest marksman, no stock, Ranger foregrip, and 60 round mags. Now, most classes you're going to see here, I do use monolithic suppressor for the simple fact that it does up the range, and that is very important in Warzone because you are doing a lot of long range gunfights. Now, we have the Tempest marksman because this is the barrel that gives you the most range, and it also helps recoil control and bullet velocity. So yeah, we have Tempest marksman on. The same reason we have the monolithic suppressor on. Like I said, it ups the damage range, and that's important in Warzone because you're doing a lot of long range gunfights. And we also have no stock on, and this increases your movement speed, aim down sight speed. Now, you can replace this if you're more of a player that can't control recoil because this does add a little bit extra recoil. Personally, me though, I just like moving a little bit faster and aiming down a little bit faster. I don't like feeling so sluggish, and this helps a lot with me not having to feel sluggish because it does give you extra aim down sight speed. Now, we also have Ranger foregrip. You can swap any underbarrel that you want to. Personally, my favorites are Ranger foregrip and Merc foregrip, wherever that is. I think it's down here somewhere. Oh yeah, it's right here. Merc foregrip. So yeah, you guys can swap the underbarrel out on any of these class setups that you want to. And then moving on to the ammunition, we also have 60 round mags on because this gun does take a lot of bullets to kill. And also, I just like having more rounds because sometimes, you know, you gotta have those extra bullets. They really do save your life in Warzone. I used to use 50 round mags because it does increase aim down sight speed and movement speed compared to the 60 round mags. They both decrease it though, but if you use 50 round mags, it's slightly faster, but you know, in Warzone, that extra 10 rounds is very important. So yeah, moving on to the secondary weapon. For me, I like the RPG in Warzone. You can you know, you can replace high alert for overkill and get a sniper, but I prefer an RPG in solos just because, you know, people ride around in cars, they'll try to hit you, and you know, you can just get that RPG and you can hit them and the car is just gonna fucking explode. So you know, that really does help. It also helps with campers, like people that camp in buildings for long periods of time and just don't move. You can shoot that in the window and, you know, damage them, and then you can probably shoot it again and maybe get them. Now, moving on to perks, I actually didn't know I had EOD on. I'm not sure if I had that on for a reason. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'd honestly recommend cold-blooded, but I don't know why I'm using that. Maybe I used it for a reason. I'm not sure. But I'm going to keep that on because for some reason I have it on. But you guys can switch to cold-blooded if you want to. And for perk 2, we have high alert. Now, you're going to see my other classes, I'm not using high alert. I'm using high alert for my solo class setup because whenever you go to a buy station or something, you won't know if somebody's looking at you and they may kill you from behind or whatever. But if you're playing squads and you have teammates, you know, they'll have your back when you're in that buy station or that loadout drop. So yeah, I personally use high alert in solos. Now, moving on to perk 3, we have amped. That way I can you know, switch to my rocket launcher faster, and it also increases the reload speed for the rocket launcher. So yeah, that helps a lot. Now, moving on to the lethal, we have C4, man. C4 is also good for destroying vehicles that are trying to hit you or people that are camping in rooftops. So yeah, I recommend C4. You're gonna see I use C4 on most of these class setups or all of these class setups. So yeah. And then for our tactical, we have heartbeat sensor. Heartbeat sensor is so good, guys. It's so OP. I don't know why you would not use heartbeat sensor, like especially if somebody's camping. You want to know if somebody's in a house. You know, a lot of people diss on heartbeat sensor because it is so OP, but if you're not using it, I don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna be honest. Alright, so that's it for the first class setup. Let's move on to our next class setup. Now, for our primary, we do have an M4A1, but this M4A1 is different from another M4A1 I'm gonna show you guys in this class setup. On this one, we have the monolithic suppressor, the stock M16 grenader for the barrel, no stock for the stock. For our underbarrel, we have Ranger foregrip, and our ammunition, we have 60 round mags. Now, you guys already know why we have monolithic suppressor. I'm not going to go over that again. But the stock M16 grenader also gives you the most range and the most recoil control and bullet velocity out of all the barrels here. So that's the one I do recommend. Second one I recommend is the Corvus Custom Marksman, but I'm going with the stock M16 grenader for the simple fact that I like how it looks and I just like it better. And we also have no stock because, like I said, this is a long range / rushing class. It helps me rush, and it can do good from long range if you can control the recoil. If you cannot control recoil, I recommend Forge Tac CQS. It also helps the aim down sight speed, just not as much as the no stock. Now, for the underbarrel, we have Ranger foregrip because I do prefer Ranger foregrip on this because it does give me the most recoil control and it helps me from long range. Now, for the ammunition, we have 60 round mags because, like I said, those 10 extra rounds do help a lot. Moving on to the secondary, we have the MP7. This is a very good gun if you want to rush somebody, jump out of a car on somebody, or just push somebody and, you know, like I said, rush them. We have the monolith suppressor, the FSS strike for the barrel, the FXS close quarters stock for the stock, the Merc foregrip for the underbarrel, and the 60 round mags for the ammunition. Now, going over the Merc foregrip, it actually helps recoil control and hip fire accuracy. So that's why I'm using on this gun, because, you know, sometimes you're going to want to just hip fire and not aim in, because like I said, this is a rushing class setup and it's way faster to just hip fire sometimes. And also the MP7 has a very good hip fire, so yeah, I recommend the Merc foregrip for the MP7, or you could use Ranger foregrip, whatever you prefer. And for the barrel, we have SSS strike, which I actually meant to put on FSS recon. That is the one that does the most, and I do prefer the FSS recon. With this class setup, man, it's a straight laser. This gun has minimal recoil with this class setup, so yeah, I really recommend this one. And going over the stock, I do have the SSS close quarter stock because it does help aim down sight speed. And for the perks, we have cold-blooded, overkill, and amped. Pretty much the same on all the class setup. We just switched it up with overkill. Like I said, I don't use this class in solos. The first one is what I use in solos, and I prefer high alert in solos and RPG. Now moving on to the next class setup, we do have the Grau 5.56, one of the best guns in the game. For this class setup on the Grau, we have the monolith suppressor, the Nexus barrel, the FSS blackjack, the commando foregrip, and the 60 round mags. Now the Nexus barrel is not the one that gives you the most damage range. I believe this one is the one that gives you the most damage range, but it's not far off, and I really do prefer aiming down faster with this gun, because the Nexus barrel, in my opinion, is it gives you enough damage range and bullet velocity and recoil control. I also really prefer the sights on the Nexus barrel other than the Archangel, because each barrel on the Grau does change your iron sights. If you guys did not know that, you can go look up a video on YouTube or something and see how much the sights change on each different barrel. Now moving on to the stock, we have the SSS blackjack, because it does help aiming stability and it makes the gun a straight laser, man. I have a video with this class setup on my channel, and you guys can see that this gun is a straight laser with this blackjack barrel on it. It really is. And then for the underbarrel, we have the commando foregrip. I prefer the commando foregrip on this gun because to me it's just enough, and I don't like the other underbarrels on it. But like I said, guys, you can switch that up if you want to. Just don't feel limited to what I have. And then in this class, we have something different for our secondary. We actually have an HDR, because I do prefer sniping sometimes. Because if you have a sniper in the last circle, it really does help. Now on our sniper, we have monolith suppressor, HDR Pro, thermal dual power scope. We have the Stalker Scout stock, and sleight of hand, so we can reload faster. Now we have the HDR Pro because it is the one that gives you the most damage range and all that stuff. And we have a thermal dual power scope optic, because thermal on snipers is straight OP, man. You could switch it up and put a different one on, but I do prefer one that zooms in. So if you're going to use a regular scope, use the variable zoom scope. Unless you want to aim in a little bit faster, you guys can go with the regular scope. But like I was saying, thermal in Warzone is so OP. You can see from any range. There's no limitations. It's crazy. Now we got this stock because it does make us aim down sights faster, and I like aiming down sights a little bit faster with my sniper. Now moving on to the perks, we have the same perks, cold-blooded, overkill, amped. We have the same lethal C4 and a heartbeat sensor. Now moving on to the second to last class setup, we have the Kilo 141. This Kilo 141 class is very nice. We have the monolith suppressor, the Singard arms barrel, the GI mini reflex, the 60 round mags, and the Ranger foregrip. I'm using the Singard arms 16-inch barrel instead of the 19-inch because I do prefer to aim down sights a little bit faster with this gun, and this does make you aim down sights really slow. So I just use this one because, you know, I like aiming down sights faster. And also I have an optic on this gun because I personally cannot stand the iron sights. The iron sights are so bad on the Kilo. So yeah, just go with the GI mini reflex sight or any sight you want to, because these iron sights are terrible in this gun in my opinion. And then we also have an HDR on this class setup too, and it's the same HDR class as the last one. So yeah, nothing to change. Just look at it, copy it. Yeah. We also have the same perks, the same lethal, and the same tactical. It's pretty much the same for all the class setups that I'm going to show you after this, which is just one more. So yeah, just make sure you just get the primary weapon, and the other stuff is the same. Now for our last class setup, we do have another M4A1 class setup. It's a little bit different from this one. We changed one thing on it. We do have the monolith suppressor, the stock M16 Grenadier, the Ranger foregrip, the 60 round mags, and we changed the stock from no stock to forged tag CQS. They basically, forged tag CQS makes you aim down sight speed a little bit faster. The no stock does make you aim in faster, more faster than that one. But if you put this stock on, it gives you a little bit more long range availability because the no stock does add a little bit extra recoil. So yeah, I went for the forged tag CQS on this class setup. For the secondary, we have the same class on our HDR, the same perks, the same lethal, and the same tactical. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the top 5 classes in Warzone Season 3. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm starting to upload daily, so I hope you guys do enjoy that. Also, hope you guys like these class setups. Tell me your favorite one in the comment section below, and I'm out, guys. Peace.